I thank the gentlelady, and we were dusting off old political terms earlier. I think we need to dust off the old voodoo economic term that was used back in the day by the first President Bush when he was referring to the supply-side economics that's going on here. You know, in Ohio, we've got this saying that most states have, you know, if it sounds too good to be true, it normally is. And the Republican budget sounds from the other side like it is going to just solve every problem in the United States, cut taxes for everyone, cut services, and there'll be no real effect on average folks. And the bottom line is, one of the gentlemen said, you know, we're not prepared for war. And I'm concerned, and many of us are, that we're concerned that our children aren't prepared for the economic war that they have to go out and fight. And as much as we need to deal with the long-term debt and deficits, if we don't make critical investments into education, into alternative sources, we're not going to be competitive. That's the bottom line. And here's where I think it all breaks down. It's on the chart that Chairman Ranking Member Van Hollen presented with the success of the top 1%. Now, we are 30th in healthcare results, and we spend more than every other country. We are 28th in infant mortality. In the United States, we rank 28th in infant mortality, and we're cutting the Medicaid budget by a third in the next 10 years, and not asking those people whose income has gone up dramatically over the past 10 or 20 years, we don't ask them to pay anything. I think this goes to the heart of this discussion. Now, I realize there may have to be some cuts, and I think everyone does, but do they have to be as severe when we're not even going to ask those people whose income went up 277% over the last 10 years, not ask them to sacrifice anything? It doesn't make any sense. Now look at what the President has done. Inherited a horrible economy where we were losing 700 to 800,000 jobs a month. And now we have, through prudent, measured approach, started to move in the direction of balanced budgets while simultaneously making some investments. But I will say to the chairman and everyone else who's worried about their kids and their grandkids, if we don't invest in our neighbors and our friends to go to community college and have Pell Grants and have health care and the Medicaid program or whatnot, then their success is going to be directly linked to our neighbors' success. And these cuts are going to hurt their ability to get into school, to have proper funding for education, to be able to afford college and everything else. And say, let's ask the wealthiest here to help us out so those cuts aren't as severe. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time.